So we know what is happening. A second summit confirmed here by the White House between US President Donald Trump and the leader of the DPRK, Kim Jong Un. But we don't quite have the when or the where. The White House saying the end of or towards the end of February at a place to be announced later. So we don't have a venue either. And what we also don't have is a full readout about how this second summit between the two leaders would go. Remember, the first summit in Singapore last June was full of ceremony but light on details and deliverables since then. The US has re-mentioned complete and verifiable denuclearization leading up to these talks with Kim Yong Chol, the chief negotiator for the DPRK, but we haven't seen a list of potential concessions from Pyongyang or potential concessions from Washington. We know that Kim Jong Un in his New Year's speech had warned about going on a new path if there weren't concessions. They want a formal end to the Korean War. They want economic and humanitarian aid. They want diplomatic recognition. Also, potentially a drawdown of US troops from the Korean Peninsula, something that US President Trump has signaled that he wouldn't mind doing too, despite advice to the contrary from his military advisors. So we'll have to see. As for Washington, they want to see not just a pause in testing of nuclear equipment and missiles, which has been going on for about a year now, but they also want to see moves away from nuclear weapons.
Look, we've continued to make progress. We're continuing to have conversations. The United States is going to continue to keep pressure and sanctions on North Korea until we see fully and verified denuclearization.
Whether Pyongyang can deliver that at the second summit, what can Washington deliver when it comes to DPRK's security concerns, all remains to be seen. But the good news is that this flurry of diplomatic activity that we've seen since the beginning of the year has resulted in an agreement on a second summit between Washington and Pyongyang. Nathan King, CGTN at the White House.